Well, these past few days have been without precedent in the history of the state. There are years that pass by where nothing happens. And then there are weeks like this, essentially, when a whole lifetime happens before our eyes. And tonight, while our children are without schools and colleges, our sports stadiums lie empty, our concert halls are silent, and tens of thousands of you have lost your jobs, and many more are living in terror of becoming unemployed in the coming weeks as our economy comes under increasing strain. And I also know that many of you watching tonight have lost your incomes, you've lost your routines and your security, and all has changed utterly. But there is a single truth that will remain sure and will remain steadfast throughout all of this. Your sacrifice through self-isolation will save lives. Your self-discipline through self-isolation will rescue this country from the worst chaos of the coronavirus. Your heroism through self-isolation will end this terror sooner than it otherwise might end. And know that we surrendered to self-isolation together, and we will share the emotional burden together. And when this is over, we will celebrate together, and together we will lift each other back up. But for now, there's only one right thing to do: obey the simple rules. There's no mystery here. Social distancing, basic hygiene, and effective hand washing, that's what it takes. And like I said last week, we ask you to do it for your children. We ask you to do it for your parents. We ask you to do it for the frontline workers who are at the coalface of this war and who will place themselves in harm's way to save your friends, our colleagues, all of our neighbours. And if we're to be remembered by how we carried ourselves throughout this crisis, then we in Ireland have already done ourselves proud. We've shown our calmness, we've shown our courage, our good humour, and our many kindnesses in so many different ways. And keep that going. Social isolation does not mean emotional isolation. You can still sing and dance and read and jog and eat and pray, listen to the radio, wave from a distance, phone a friend. None of these things are prohibited. And know that you will find new purpose over the coming days and weeks. You will adjust. We're all going to survive, and we will thrive again when the worst has passed in a few short months. Now, I've been listening to you on the radio all week. It's normal to feel scared. It's perfectly normal to feel lonely, but you're not alone. Big difference. Tonight, our frontline workers, our magnificent nurses, medics and ambulance crews are proudly represented on this programme. And I'd urge you strongly to listen to what they have to say. Shortly, I'll be taking the coronavirus swab test myself, live in studio. I'll do this only to show you what you can expect when your turn comes, if your turn comes. And tonight, with all of Europe in self-isolation, we'll raise a smile, because we need to smile. And we'll do so with actor and comedian Stephen Fry. We'll do so with country music legends Daniel and Majella O'Donnell, and with musician Sharon Corr, who talks to us from her lockdown apartment in Madrid in Spain. Sally Ann and Derry Clark, they're shutting the doors of their restaurant, as they had to do last weekend due to the coronavirus. They're here to salute all of the small businesses suffering at this time. Many of you watching tonight should be working, should be in a bar, a cafe, a restaurant, working, making a living, but not this week, because everything changed. And later, the Minister for Finance will be live here to answer your questions about the huge financial uncertainties facing everybody during this crisis. All of those mortgages and rents and unemployment benefits all have to be dealt with. We have questions to ask and he has questions to answer, and he'll do that for us later on. And then we'll have a musical treat for you from Sinead O'Connor. And because we must continue to celebrate love and life and beauty, we're beyond privileged tonight that Munster Rugby's Billy Holland and his wife Lanley will introduce their gorgeous newborn baby Matthew to the world here on The Late Late Show. And it's quite a way to make a debut. He's beyond gorgeous. All of this and so much more over the next couple of hours tonight. So stay here with us until the end. And I think, and I hope, and I pray that you'll all sleep a little easier tonight. In fact, I promise you that. Stick with us.